Okay, so this is a walk in the dark. It's an action game where I forget the controls. So there's a slide, okay. It's a bit like Super Meat Boy sort of game, an action sort of game with a variety of different levels. So you're not always a cat. There's also a lady, which is in the overworld in different levels, which has her own mechanics, so they have their own puzzly mechanics. But it's a cool little platform game which I wanted to show off and put on my creator page because I had a lot of fun with it. And I got it in a bundle somewhere. It's very precise with the controls, and obviously going in blind after years of gameplay, it's not ideal to remember all of the controls and how to play, but I had a lot of fun with it, I know that much. And I played it in the off time whilst I was, floating between places and not really able to record and do things. So it's in that genre of things, but it's a very cheap game. It's like $4.99 and you get many hours of gameplay out of it. So it's definitely something fun to recommend. Forgetting the controls is not ideal because it's a very precise and very difficult game, and maybe going in later to get into the different things, especially when you've got to dodge through a precise gap with a precise jump through something shooting at you, is not necessarily ideal because the timing is going to be off on that, right? So I guess I can wait for it to start shooting and then go through. And then we've got even more, and you've got to get through the whole level in one go, so they are very difficult levels. So it's very, very Meat Boy-esque with mastering the precision and the timing and trying to get, that's a terrible timing, trying to get through everything as best as you can. So the music is a little loud for me at the moment in my ear, but we'll put up with it. Right, that's a terrible timing. So yeah, it's definitely in the Meat Boy genre of sort of games, but it's got its own art style as well, so it's not as Meat Boy is sort of, very 2D. This has definitely got well thought out, but black and white, it's in the black and white sort of thing like Limbo with the whole art style, which is pretty cool. It's got its own unique backgrounds as well on every level, so they are very varied, but it's also a sort of unusual storyline with what's going on. So I still think it's a cool game. Sorry, my concentration is on completing the level and not the commentary, so I apologise for my commentary not being at its best right now. It's like I'm thinking of timings and button controls, and I fucked up that jump immensely, and how to get through this better. So that's what I'm focusing on more than the commentary, so, shit. It's definitely got that whole Mario... The platform was off. Mario sort of vibe where you can... No, that's terrible timing. I'm meant to jump straight for the left one, not off that one. Where if you get the timing right, everything's going to be in the right cycles, and that shows that the game's been designed pretty well, that they have thought out the cycles to be able to be run straight through. And if you've got a Mario level, maybe you've put enemy spam and shit, but for the most part, sorry Super Mario Maker for calling out levels that don't do this, but I believe that every natively designed Mario level has an ability to just run straight through it and not stop running. So if you haven't got that in your Super Mario Maker levels with anything that you've designed, then you've designed it badly, because you have to be able to just run straight through it in some sort of precise input and never have to stop, because that is how all of the main levels used to be made. Maybe not intentionally, but shit. I definitely get that impression in this game as well, that if you have the timing precise, and I don't know if it applies to Meat Boy as well, it might, but if you have your timing and positioning precise, that you can just jump through all the levels and, never have to worry about triggering things. So, it'll look badass and cool, like you're the best gamer in the world if you can pull off the perfect precision jumping whilst everything is just barely missing you. But mastering it to that degree is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Now, bear in mind that this is a level that I stopped playing on, so, this is one that I have not completed on because it's at my just continuing. I think it's pretty far into the game, like 3 or 4 hours in, so 3 hours it says, but you know what Steam's like with the thing. It's like, fuck. You got 3.4 hours, it'll still be 3 hours. Whereas if you're at 3.8 hours, it's still going to be 3 hours. But if you're at 4 hours, it's 4 hours. So it's not until it triggers the 4 hour that it goes, hey, you've played it for 4 hours. So somewhere between 3 and 4 hours. We fucked up. A jump is what I've played. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's no fast reset button. No. Pressed every button on the controller other than start and select. And like I said, the puzzles are quite varied, and the gameplay, well, you know, as you'd expect, it's probably going to be Meat Boy-esque, as you might gather, with running and bouncing off all the walls. But, you know, the puzzles are pretty cool. By puzzles, I mean, you know, the dodging of all the shit that's coming for you, and then the timing. Shit. Okay, so that's another thing that we're coming up to, which is another aspect of something that can go on, which is the gravity flip. So in the cat levels, you gravity flip off and between the floor and the ceiling, and it's a very unforgiving, challenging game. So, you know, it's not easy. So if you're looking for a challenging Meat Boy-esque sort of game, jumping into that water, I'm going to call it, that light, that beam of light, right, I was pressing A. Boss. It was before we spawned, so it didn't count. Is something that you're going to have to master, and these levels there's a lot of bouncing between the floor and the ceiling, so, you know, there's a lot of mind-bending nature to it, and that's part of the challenge as well. It's part of the fun of it, is like going on the fly between the bouncing on the ceiling and the floors and figuring out what's going on and how to do it. It's going to make it a very difficult challenge, but I had a lot of fun with it. And like I said, it's not an expensive game, so if you're looking for another Super Meat Boy sort of game, then this is for you. It's going to be something that you're probably going to be more familiar with if you've played a lot of Meat Boy, and it's a good challenge. And it's got that whole thing as well with the longer that you hold down jump, the higher your jumps are, so they do use that in a lot of the puzzles. So whilst you're running forward, if you hold it too long, you're going to hit the ceiling. That was an example, deliberately done, by the way. And if you do it too little, you can hit the bottom one. But if you do it just right, he says, as he messed up his first time in and it threw everything off, you get through. And yes, it does make a difference with the first time in, because if I wasn't on the correct part of the wall, I don't jump from the correct spot to jump through it correctly, and then you start doubting yourself and overcompensating and undercompensating, because you're like, well, the amount of time that I was holding it isn't quite working, so you start overcompensating, and then you start going, well, no, I held it down too long that time, so you undercompensate. And you start second guessing yourself. Like I said, it's not the easiest game to play whilst doing commentary. If you've ever done a Let's Play, you know that you can play a game better when you're not talking. And then if you're not shit. If you're not shit at the game, no. But if you're not talking, you can play a million times better. So, you know, it's got that aspect, and it's definitely shit if it didn't bounce correctly. A concentration intensive game, and the fact that it turns to dust is also showing that it's quite artistic, so it's chosen to be an artistic style with the 2D nature, because the effect on that dust is really, really well done, so they could make it really high res, but it's still a cool looking game, and they've deliberately done it to look like this, so, you know, it's worth bearing that in mind, and you're not just going to go, hey, it's just a 2D game, because it's definitely intentional to look like this. Right, so here's where we're actually going to start concentrating. And then get through. Shit, I should have held that longer. You notice that I did better when I actually shut up. Right, we did it too far that time. And if I take off the headphones, I'm probably going to be able to concentrate way better as well without the music going on. Right, why did I do that? Right, so here's where we play and concentrate and try to win without fluffing it up. So there is a level select, so maybe I could go to a level select, but I don't know if it'll delete my progress. So let's go to the map. Okay, so here's where we got the different things. So level 80 odds, so I'm quite far into it, and you'll notice that there are different things, so if you do it perfect or different things. So let's go to a much, much earlier level. So there's a lot of levels, I don't know how many precise. Why is that one not white, whereas I've got a lot of white cogs on everything else? Let's go to that one to see what's so special about it that I haven't done it. Oh! I haven't got a best time. Is it just a level that I haven't completed because it didn't exist? Have they added levels to the game since I've played it? Okay, so there are collectibles as well to get. Right, so again, you know, it's definitely got that Meat Boy nature where you've got to get the walls precise. And again, you know, playing a much earlier level is going to be a bit better for us. And then there's more and more things, so we've got to wait for that. Oh, maybe it's just the exit. That was the exit the entire time. And challenge level unlocked. Okay, so now we'll go back to the map, and then that's unlocked the fact that we've actually completed it. So you'll notice that the icons at the bottom sometimes change as well. So that's a different level. I'm going to guess it's... Yeah, this is an auto runner where, like I said, you do have the things where you go on the ceilings, and then this one, it's not necessarily a platforming. It's... And again, these things trigger you to jump automatically, so right, I should have slid there, that was dumb. So we still need the sliding ability, and it just makes a variety of different levels with different sort of puzzles, and I wouldn't be showing off the game if I didn't show off these sort of levels as well, so they are definitely worth showing off. And then we'll slide under this, and then that auto jumped us. I shouldn't have clicked to jump myself. And these ones are also really fun to do as well, and it maybe reminds me of that game that I played just recently, which I forget what it's called. Right, so that's the exit. Level complete! Wasn't my first run, so you got the shiny catcher for getting all the shinies. And if you do it in your first run, so you'll notice that some of these I've got the first run medal, so that's pretty good. And again, you know, maybe one life lost is again the thing, and then the shiny collectibles if you get all the shinies on them. So I don't know how I would identify the ones with the girl in from these. Maybe there's a different icon on them, and again, you know, maybe I should keep an eye out for anything that isn't the same white cogs, because the cogs are very different. So I'm just going to go randomly into this one because the cog's slightly different, and then she again has her own abilities, so that's why the cogs are slightly different. So she bounces on the ceiling again, but you know, it's more of a puzzle that we actually run through. But again, it's a very different way of doing the puzzles. Now, she doesn't look necessarily as well styled as the cat. And again, you know, if you can time it right, you can run through everything perfectly. Whoop! Right, there's the exit, but I need to land on it a bit better. That was a bit terrible. So I have previously got the shiny catcher and the 0 lives lost on that, so it still counts. And then we got some of these, which again, you know, maybe they're levels that I hadn't played or hadn't existed at the time. So I don't know why these levels are black with no best times. It's like I just haven't played them. So I'm going to go back into some of these earlier ones that I haven't played now that they exist, and then get through it. Right, so again, very, very Meat Boy-esque with that sort of thing. What? Or even Ultimate Chicken Horse, that one reminds me a little of. Shit, I thought I could make that over in one go there, but I didn't. That was terrible. And again, there's a ceiling thing there, so you see the ceiling swapper, so we can swap onto the ceiling. Right, so that's a much better way of gaining the momentum there. And again, you can just grip and bounce between the things and get all the shinies for the collectibles. And then this one's going to be relatively easy once we've got to that. Yeah, so should be relatively easy to do in one run. But I'll just do some of these ones that didn't exist, right? So this is one of these ones, which if you get your timings right... Right, so we've got the shiny. I clicked that way too early. There's even shinies on these, yes. So, you know, the collectibles do still exist in these. And if you bounce between everything just right... My concentration was lacking, right. So, again, my brain just not functioning as well as it used to because of arseholes upstairs. So I'm sure that I could play this better, and I am giving commentary at the same time. So, maybe that has a little effect. But in that instance, I felt like that was just complete brain failure. That was way too early. That was not acceptable brain failure from sleep deprivation. That was just complete and utter. Should not have clicked. And again, that time my timing was off. Like, I felt a million years of slowness in my finger going towards the bottom then. And it's like, yeah, this is not how my brain should function. It does not feel good, trust me. But it's a fun game and I like it, so, go check it out for definite. If the commentary today has been shit playing this, I apologise, but you know what it's like, playing a fast-paced game like this, I'm sure, and trying to commentate over it at the same time, and that, I swear, should not have killed me. And portray just how good it is and how fun it is. And again, like I said, it's a reasonable price. That should not have killed me. That should not have killed me. Just going for the BM extra jumps there for the fun. So yeah, no, that was definitely too early. So go check it out for yourself. This has been a walk in the dark. Obviously, it's a walk on the dark side, and intentionally, that jump is not working properly. So it's intentionally designed to look like this, but I think it's a cool art style as well. It's very limbo-esque, but also like a Meat Boy sort of game. So whoop, that was very lenient there on the death. That should have killed us. But maybe that's the whole point. It's like, I was late on that one again. I felt my finger feel so late and delayed. Not as half delayed. It was like 50% of what it was with the other delayed instance. No. Okay, so it's time to actually concentrate and do this. Let's get this win in here and actually do this. No! Way too early. Right. Concentration means lack of commentary, for sure. But it's a fun game, and it's one of those things where you're going to be like, just one more level, just one more attempt, just one more, until you get it. And maybe there's like 100 levels. Maybe I should look on the Steam page and tell you. But I'm sure you can just go to the Steam page for yourself and check it out. There's at least 80, and like I said, there's quite a few hours of gameplay in it, so it's worth the money at that, really, to be honest. Even if you don't get further than that, you're going to have fun and challenge yourself and try and... Why am I over-bouncing? Why do I get trigger happy? Why am I carried away with bouncing around? And yeah, the variety that this adds as well, with it not just being Meat Boy levels, with it being also runners as well, and the different levels with the girl. So they have thought about making it not just a Meat Boy clone. It's its own thing. Right, so in that instance it's probably timing based. And again, maybe you could play this game live, especially as GDQ or something. If you're a speedrunner, you could master it and get the timings right for blind runs and not even looking at the screen, because whilst there isn't audio triggers unless you die, if you know the timings to push the buttons, like so if I go... That was an attempt. That was way too early. I felt like I was in the right spot though, but again, I jumped back into it just to... Well, it was considerably early when I looked on the screen to see when I was... Yeah. That jump is not something that I can necessarily do blind. Now I'm not even able to do it with sight. Don't know why I'm holding on to it so long and staying up there. Right, this is the run that we're going to do it on. If I don't fluff it up, there I should just be instinct. I'm turning into a weird style where I'm doubting my instincts and doubting my gamer instinct, and I'm just going by vision. And that's not helping me in games like this. I really need to stop doubting my gamer instinct. My gamer instinct is dying. Why is my gamer instinct dying? Why am I doubting myself? You can't doubt yourself in a game like this. You need to just play. Right, this is not looking good for me. Self-actualization issues. Now I'm just overcompensated again. Right, I need a vacation. I need to feel like myself again. I need to sleep. Hey, that's people upstairs. I need to be able to sleep and think and function properly. If they've damaged my brain, that I can't be me. I need to be me. I don't feel like me. I do not feel like me at all. It's not nice to not feel like yourself because lack of sleep. Will the council do anything about these shitheads? No, it will not. I do not feel like me at all right now. This is not me. I'm better than this. I'm way better than this. I'm way better than this at games like this. Why? What has happened to me? Imagine if I went back to Black Hole now and tried to play it, feeling like this. It's not right. It's not right at all. Even in Senelux, and that is another puzzle game, I feel like I'm not myself lately because of this, and it's not good. Right, let's keep going. But check out this game for yourself. It's going to be added to my curator page when this goes live because I do recommend it. It's a fun game and an interesting game with a lot of gameplay for a cheap price. I thought we were going into that head first then. Right, I need to regain myself. I feel like I'm coming out of a coma and not able to walk. Really. I really do feel like that. It's like, it's not just in gaming as well, other aspects of life. I'm just not feeling myself at all. I'm feeling very dissociative right now, and it's not ideal. It's not good how dissociative of myself I feel. Also, you can do that in a bad cycle as well, in a reverse cycle. So let's do that in the reverse cycle, because I know that I've done that in the reverse cycle and landed up there next to the spikes before. And I'm doing this to be myself, to feel myself, whilst it's probably bad. Bad? Right. There we go. That's the one. That's me. That's me in the corner showing off with skill that is opposite to what you're meant to do, but it's me. That's the one. And you can see in the animation as well, the cat actually flips in the air. It's not just they flip it over. They do give it a proper flip animation, which is a lot of effort gone into the game to make it look cool and play cool as well. There we go. Why was that so fucking hard for me? I feel like I had actually completed that level, so why it wasn't triggered as completed, I don't know. Okay. I've completed this one as well, so I guess this one didn't go. Right. The shine is on the reverse. So we will go... No. Up there first, because if you do it backwards, if you don't spot that shiny, then you know. But I have completed this level, I know it. So why it's not triggered as completed, I don't know. The progress didn't save. Shit. But I know that I've completed this level. This is a very recognisable level. And I've completed it way easier than this as well. It's like... Anyway, this is going to be the last level that we play, if I even complete it. Just to show it off a bit more. And then I need to do something to feel myself again. And not feel myself in a lewd way. Yes. The silence there for that awkward joke is deserved. Okay, anyway, we're going to call it... Well, let's see what we've got. One more thing. Is that the only level that we haven't done? There's all of these, which apparently I haven't done, even though I have done them. And then there's these, which we're doing, and then these, and then the locked ones. So maybe we just skipped a lot. So there's 92 levels. Yeah, there's 100 levels exactly. So we're pretty close to the end. And then it's an ultra fast also scroller here. So this is going to be the... What the fuck? Did the animation glitch there? Did you see that? The cat was just sliding on 2 feet. I was like, ah! Right, so I can do this. We can do this. Do we need to dodge that spider or do we need to hit the spider? I'm guessing it's something that we don't need to hit. But we'll give it a shot at going through. I know I said last level, but it's, again, the one more aspect level. And being so close to the end, it's like the temptation is even more there to just finish off. But again, I'm feeling the daily motion syndrome because you're only allowed 1 hour videos. It's like, you don't want to go over an hour showing off something like this, even though I would show off more. Right, so let's go back to the map and go to maybe the level before that. See what we've got going on there. It's another auto-scroller. A lot of auto-scrollers. Okay, so I see you. I see you, Jake Sully, hiding up there. Okay, so we need to somehow... That also helps with the timing, I guess, because it'll be the same timing for getting that as to jumping that. If I can master it. No. No, do not fail. Right, so if we click it later... And then click, 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 click. Right, so that's what we're going to need to do. Click, 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 click. Literally dive on the ceiling over and over and over. And then it's going to be a gap where you don't do it. And then you just do it again. No, we failed. We failed. Right, that was way too late there. The glitching in the auto-scroller got me there. And I just laughed at myself. And stopped playing because I was like, we're sliding again. Okay. Da! And then we've got to do it over and over again there. So, you know, you see the sort of thing that you got going on. That's a bit of a slower one there. So we need to click slower there than we do here. So this is rapid clicking. Bit too rapid with the clicking. Oh my god. It's like precise clicking. But, you know, once you got the precise timings on, then... it'll make a difference. But yeah, definitely check it out for yourself. This has been a walk in the dark. And then there's challenges as well. So there's some challenge areas that you get for unlocking different things. So obviously I've completed some of those. And then there's 100. And then the negative worlds, right? So these are definitely a lot of the harder levels. So again, you know, precise controls, but with melting things again. What got me? Nothing should have got me there. But I just want to show off this level as well now, because we're here. Oh, the actual touching the spawner kills you. Okay, I see. Touching the bullet spawner hurts. So we can't actually touch that, even though it's in a position where we might... That was bad. But, you know, jumping through the bullets. Right, so again. I'm sure I could do this with enough practice. But for now, this has been a walk in the dark. Check it out for yourself. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.